Good morning, and I'm Mary, and I hope you're having a good day. It's kind of rainy here in New York, but you know what? That's okay. A little rain doesn't hurt anyone and is pretty good for the plants. Um, Remember, please, at the bottom, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell so you can subscribe to me. This is my third video that I'm making on my brand new channel, and so far I'm enjoying it. I often don't know where my inspiration for a video comes from. It's oftentimes something that I've read on Facebook or Twitter, and it horrifies me. And I know people like happy, but there are real people out there suffering, especially little children, and I just don't understand it. You know, when it comes to a crime, especially a child, you look at the Watts case, killing his own children and defiling their corpses. The first question often asked is, how? Why? We don't understand it as sane human beings, as caring human beings. We don't understand it. You hear the terms narcissist, sociopath, psychopath, very clinical terms to help us understand. But truly, we can't. We're not in the mind of the person committing the crime. I have a feeling that if we were to spend 1 second, one minute second, in the thought process of these monsters, or aberrations, or abominations, I should say, we wouldn't come back. Because we're sane and, for the most part, loving people, especially when it comes to children. Yesterday a case came across my Facebook feed, and it really disturbed me. I apologize for the, not professional way I present my videos, since I don't know all the technology yet, but I want to just get the message out there. Look at this photo. Just look at them. They are what I call monsters within our midst. How many more are walking around undetected by police? How many more children are suffering today? And that gets to me. What are their crimes that they're alleged to have committed? A 9-year-old girl was forced to eat off a floor, strapped to a bunk bed with a belt. She was even forced to eat food out of a urine-soaked diaper, and even wear urine-soaked clothing. How? I just don't get it. Interestingly, her father's name is Michael Law. Law. Get that? He's supposed to be a dad, you know, with the last name Law. I find that ironic. Neighbors had reported that this child was being neglected. How long did that go on for? Just don't know. It seems that they were investigated at one point and nothing happened. Her grandmother is even accused of hitting her on the head with a coffee mug, causing a severe laceration. A grandmother doing that. And I can't put my head around that. You know, grandmas are supposed to be the women that we go for goodies, sleepovers, having a good time with, and learning about your family. That's the family that this little girl had to live in. I just don't know how you come back from that. There are cases where children have been abducted and found years later, or even like 9 months later. You know, you look at the Elizabeth Smart case, and the case of a woman who, as a child, was kidnapped at 11 years old and had 2 children by her rapist. Her name escapes me right now. But how do you come back from that? What are we saying to these children if we don't take tips or reports? Honestly, you know, we have to investigate all of them. And it's just sickening. It really is. How do people charged with protection of children not remove them immediately from their homes? Yes, I realize that they're overworked, underpaid. Even I, as a honest person, not being paid for anything except for my job, I would want them to be removed from their homes immediately. I would want the abominations locked up right away. There is no excuse. None. How do you treat the most innocent amongst us like that? Again, it goes into being in their mind. Yes, people say that those who take interest in true crime want to understand the mind and the mentality of an offender. I don't. You know, not after hearing of this case. and cases like it. I don't really want to be in the mind of Chris Watts. That would be a hell on earth to live in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're truly evil, evil people. And I think you would agree with me. Court documents show that 2 children were also abused in that home, where they were tied to a playpen with zip ties. Zip ties, huh? Those are plastic. That must have hurt. You know, children like to move around, but when you're tied to a playpen, for that child, it must have hurt. I know I'm depressing you on a day off, but somebody has to speak out for the victims. Somebody. And don't get me wrong, there are wonderful people out there who speak out for victims and victims' rights, and they are to be heralded. They are the true heroes within our society. Once found out there was something going on, Children and Youth Services did remove the children from the house, so during the investigation no child was in harm's way. That's great. Great. There are very horrendous acts. I mean, no child should go through that. Nobody should go through that. So we're doing the best we can to do a very thorough investigation to make sure justice is done for the children, said Sergeant Thomas. Yeah, justice for the children. You know, at this point, I really, really don't care about the rights of those charged. Yeah, we do have a legal system and due process, but when you do something like that to a child, I just don't get it. And here in New York State, and this goes towards defendants and convicted criminals who murdered their victims, we don't have the death penalty. I know that that's an explosive topic for many, but they get to live. Their names are always remembered, but not the victims. And how long would a person or people like these monsters be locked up for? What is the sentence? What is the just sentence? I would like an answer to that. To me, I don't think they deserve freedom ever. They deserve to be locked up for the rest of their life. Or in this case, lives. You know how prisoners feel about other criminals who harm children or kill children. Maybe that's what the dad will face when a conviction comes and a sentence is imposed. I just don't get it. And I would like to hear what your opinions are. I have a comment section just below the video. And in this third video, I would like to hear them. What is going to happen to children like this as they grow up? They're going to need a lot of mental help. A lot. To get through this. And if they don't, will we see more abuse coming in the future from cases just like this if the victim doesn't get help? This cycle has to end. And it ends with helping the victims of child abuse, sex crimes, and that's a topic for a whole other video. My feelings on child's, sexual predators that are out there living amongst us. How can we help victims? When a prisoner is, or somebody convicted of a crime as heinous as this one is, we're like, okay, done. But no, we're not done. That is why I really believe in, if you see something, say something, especially when it comes to a child. Take the time to pick up that phone and dial 911. Report it to the police immediately. Let them handle these monsters, these animals. Let justice be done. Yes, they need a trial. And strong jury members to help sift through the evidence and give a just verdict. We need to fight for them. I will find other cases that are as sad and as horrifying as this one is. I really hope those children are getting the help they need. So, if you believe in victims' rights, do it. Call 911. Get the police involved. No child should be made to suffer like this child and children. I think that's what Bella and Celeste would have wanted. Their lives ended so tragically. But these victims live on. And they are the ones we must help. So, that is the close of my video for today. Again, please like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, and comment. Let me know what you're thinking out there. I'd really like to know. So remember, if you see something, say something. get the police involved immediately. And that's Mary out for the rest of the day. Thank you.